Principles of interaction in hand-to-hand fighting. We'll try to cover all the details. It's impossible to mention everything, but we'll try. Let's start. Yesterday, we worked with objects because they have amplitude, shape and form. It's easy to perceive it. We work with the object in the plane of the blow. We should discuss where to apply force, where to change it. Even if you can create a strong pressure, you can spare your efforts. Don't overstrain it. The pressure needed to read the information and to process it is minimal. It doesn't require too much physical force or strength. It requires some brain work. That's because you're accustomed to work with force. If you see some physical danger, you may react with force and to think in order to change it a little. Let's take it differently. I understand the situation better, see what I can do. But I'm not as strong as my rival, that attacks me and makes some pressure. I mean, not me, but a person. But this pressure is false, because it seems to be no pressure at all. So I can act. That's what you shouldn't do, so we didn't do it. I received the blow, then I must feel where I can find his weak point. I strike him, he makes a decision. That's the way we can act. Use the point, and then you see one more is opened. I turn it once, then once again. In any direction I want. We can use both an arm and the stick. I push the elbow. Now I can turn it to come nearer to him. The process, as you see, is more intellectual than physical. The physics help you to keep your body from falling, to stand on your feet. It helps to hold the object and to replace it in the space where we are. It's hard not to disconnect it, as some of you do. I've been trying to explain it several times, but you don't understand. You pull, parry, receive, strain or strike. If we act quickly, the emphasis is different. The external emphasis seems to be the same. The internal is absolutely different. The effect is opposite and doesn't bring any result. Then we change the process. Now we just have a stick and an arm. The basis is the same, but receive it. Unlike the object that we have met, which we can use to parry, to help ourselves with, come to him more sharply. Your consciousness may work separately since your childhood. You can make a decision by yourself and apply some force. Here you can't put it here. I mean, you can, but you may cause a serious injury and a fracture. So you must spare some force, reacting to him. Don't come out of some limits. You can get the blow in the plane. You know that there's some specific zones along the trajectory. There's specific zones on the object itself. Each zone can be divided to a certain number of subzones. We can affect the contact point, which is placed in the plane of the blow. You may turn in the contact point. A turn may not be only in the plane of the blow, but it also may be a counter-strike. It may go from the side and be useful because of its shape, the arm position and the shape of the presenting object. What's the point? When I receive the blow in the plane and it goes further, I can accelerate the moment or change the direction. I attack him, use my arm here. He does the same. I make the angle bigger, but I keep the axle. I pull it out. You pull it out when the blow goes to your nose. Here we change the point of force application and the place of application too. My task is to form an angle, to fit myself into it. The thing is to form the angle and use it. Our exercises on the floor, on the benches, when we change the angles, either increasing or decreasing them, is the process of management. The manner in which you defend yourself is individual. As Alexei Alexeyevich has told you, I can't explain it. I can only explain to you the principle. You must work with your body then. There was from one side, the same from another. Your task is to form an angle. You have to decide how you will form it, where you apply it, and the main point of it. I can turn it here. It's 2 times the radius, using its length, width, turns, and angular speed. Alexei Alexeyevich has told you about this many times. Now we should understand the essence of speed, how you can use it and where to apply it. I must feel it. If I turn it here, then push it, I must estimate. There are 3 aspects of it. It's important to see where the angle is, where it turns, and how it's formed. Here you can either come to his hand or to the object. Use the trajectory. Understand how the leverage can work and how to form the leverage. That will be useful for you. I put the object to the side. The same we used yesterday. He's trying to hit me with his arm. When you work with an arm, it's not so clear. The emphasis is different too. Stick is a long, rigid object. It was more obvious here. The arm is something different. There are some axes of the upper arm and the forearm. Joints make your connections more flexible. I received the blow, and now we have to work in the plane using our hands, legs, and other parts of our body. Then it's not necessary to receive a blow in its plane. The plane gives us an opportunity to plan our movements. If you're reasonable enough, not clever but reasonable, you understand that you can not only receive the blow, but you can also parry like that. If you have an object, then use it. You may use a stick or a spade to receive the blow. At first it seems that it's not very reasonable when he's trying to hit you with the arm and you meet his arm. But you can do that. He's attacking me and I can injure his arm. Strike him flatwise, it's the same. He strikes you again. You can parry it. There is no sense in this case in meeting it. Some of you take it in the plane. There is some kind of illusion. You do everything according to this plane. You, so to say, live in it. This is not funny. You must feel relaxed, because you see that you're tired. He strikes me. You may receive it again. You attack. If you are ill, or if there's no possibility to react sharply, when you see that there's no chance, then you're trying to protect yourself, receive the blow or pass it. Then you have to use the plane. It depends on the situation. He attacks me again. I act like this and pull him here to proceed further. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I must foresee the next several steps. For example, he attacks me. I'm trying to parry, but I can't, you see. I thought I could move it, but I can't. So I've given it up to pass the blow. You can go around the obstacle and the wall that you met. He attacks me. Now let's consider our legs. We stand on them, but I can use my legs to strike. Think about the effect of your actions. I push him. Here you can turn, and this gives you a chance to use your arm or to step back to strike him to the throat. or to any other part of the body. He attacks here. That's what we have. I can use my arm in that way. For example, watch the elbow too. Here's my leg and the elbow. It's doing nothing here, but it's the bend that works. The arm helps me to circle it, as it was shown yesterday with a beam. I made a circle from this cantilever. Now it rests on 2 points. The arm length is short. Here's the first fulcrum. Here's the second. It differs. Of course, it's not the same as there, but the applied forces on the 2 fulcrums are the same. It's supported by what you formed. This is a theoretical basis for the aspects that you meet. He attacks me. Where's the point to meet? The force you apply must be equal to the force applied to you. I wanted to form something there, but it doesn't work. The force is too strong, mighty, it's very quick. Then you understand that you have to pass it, and that's what you do. Now try to grip on him during the process, so that you can reach, say, the back of his head. Then you strike the 7th vertebrae or the skull base. React to the situation. He attacks me again. I receive the blow, push my arm forward, push my elbow and my knee too, use my thighs, the foot is open. Now you decide whether to put your leg here or to the other side. He attacks me again. I pull it here. Now I can press it with my leg, thus opening the throat. It depends on how he moved under the leg. You may let him fall or hold him to let him stay. That's the grip here. You may act like this when you see poles, stairs, or you find railings. Here you may jam him. He may act like this, and I can use my arm, as Alexei Alexeyevich showed and explained. If it goes there, so I can turn it several times, like this. It's not the system of obligatory actions, I mean holds. It's your understanding and your vision. If he attacks you, you may strike him to the throat. It's the same as releasing from a hold by the throat. Do you remember? Strike him to the throat, where you form the wedge. Now he strikes me. It's not a hold. If you look at it closer, they are the same. In the first case, it was like this, now like this. Use your arm in the same way, absolutely the same. You may put it here and receive the attack. The dynamics are quicker, so you have to work more intensely. I act like this, see a connection here, then here and here. Like straight lines. If the arm is bent, then it's a chop, but here we have a direct strike. 1, 2. Then use the thighs and the legs, but you can strike at this moment. He attacks, I receive the blow, pull him, then my elbow, and that's it. It's like striking through the leg.